Hello, hello, hello. This week's podcast is hosted by Jesse from Breaking Bad and bootleg British Tony Stark.
Oh, me! But I didn't know what the bit you were doing was.
You're Jesse. You're the one who's bald.
Oh,
you got like the bald head thing going on, you know?
bitch.
I've got the shiny forehead thing going on, and the mildly chubby, wrong hair, but I have got the Tony Stark beard nearly happening. I got the mustache, chin area thing,
You're that bit when Tony Stark was a fucking alcoholic. Then.
Yeah, and also I've got the glasses on. I've got I've got my gamer goggles on, which block out blue light rays and stop my eyes getting strained when I'm playing Apex for 10 hours a day. And then it makes me look cool.
Is that what Tony wore?
Yeah, he wore gamer goggles, I promise.
Do you think you'd walk into... How much do you know that scene where they're when they're aboard the shield ship on the first Avengers, and they're sort of getting to know each other for the first time? Is that scene where Cap says, "I understood that reference," that whole bit?
Yeah.
Imagine that scene, but instead Tony's wearing fucking gamer goggles.
No, seriously, they do look kind of like something that he would wear. It's when he's wearing... It's in Endgame, you know, where he's wearing the ones with the bluish kind of lenses. It's like that, except the yellowish kind of lenses.
But you know those really weird fucking glasses you can get, the lenses are triangles and one colour's
oh yeah, like Elton John type of glasses.
I imagine he's wearing them. Just if Bruce was the only one that seemed aware of it as well.
Yeah, it would be the one, wouldn't it? If anyone...
Sorry, can I just...
If anyone wants to create a full cut of the original Avengers movie where every scene Tony Stark's in, he's wearing some Elton John sunglasses. Every time it cuts to him, it's a different pair.
It's a different pair of Elton John-esque glasses.
And then somehow only Bruce Banner's recognised it.
The entire movie, the only person who pays any attention to it is Bruce Banner.
That would be hilarious. What a tangent we've already gone on right at the start of this podcast.
Could you imagine,
I love it.
They're all going off the talking with Loki in that one, weren't they? It's we're gonna stop Loki. He's gonna, all that shit. And Bruce is just what's happening? What is this? Have we started?
I love to imagine that, and because that's the one where Thanos is in the end credits, isn't it?
Yeah.
The end credits, the first time you see Thanos grab the Infinity Gauntlet. I like to imagine that...
John glasses!
Exactly! He just picks up Elton John glasses and puts them on. Oh, no. How have we already gone on the stupidest tangent you've ever heard?
And then it goes, fine, I'll do it myself. And then it's the entire... I'm still standing music video, but Thanos takes Elton John's place.
Yeah. So someone watching this or listening to this on Spotify, Apple Music, or all good streaming platforms, please just get on that. Just sort that out and then send it to us, and that'll be funny.
That's stupid. That's nothing. That's such a nothing fucking tangent. That's so stupid.
Oh god, what a way to start a podcast.
You our podcast is Random XD the podcast. Because I worry about that.
Our podcast is just for us. It's not for anyone else. I don't expect anyone else ever to enjoy it. Although, having said that, it's doing way better than I would have ever thought. In that it doesn't have 0 views per podcast, or 0 listens. Let me just and it's not like it's getting 10k listens per podcast, but let me rattle you some of these off. Some of the latest players we've had. Bear in mind, neither of us listened to these once they've gone up because we were there when it happened, so we don't really need to. I'm just going to quickly tell you the players we've had on each last podcast. So 2, 2, 4, 2, 3, 2, 4, 4, 9, 6, 7, 9, 8, 8, 11. That's just the last page. And I think the most we've had on one is 50.
Right, okay.
So there you go. It's not 0. Which
wait,
big achievement for this shit.
50 listens on one episode.
Yeah, it's the first one. It's the first podcast, and I think that's just because people go back and like think, oh, I might, listen through to this, and then they forget to listen to all of them. I don't know how it works.
Yeah.
But the first one's got the most. There's some of them where we talk about particular, like the Cyberpunk one did well, because it was relevant.
Yeah.
At the time. So yeah, not actually a dead podcast, just very close to being, just extremely close to being.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, Judd,
you never watched oh fuck, what was it called? Was it called The Velvet Midnight? No. Hold on.
Is it that one that's the Midnight Gospel?
Midnight Gospel, that's it.
Yeah, I did watch that. I watched an episode of it, and obviously I thought it was crap. I thought it was terrible.
It's not very good at all. I just mean that we're quite a bit like Clancy, though. With our failing podcast. That was quite. It was quite a relatable protagonist for only me and Jake, and we both still hated the show. So
yeah, it's just kind of a dumb idea for a show. Like, for it to be a Netflix show just doesn't fit at all.
I saw it, and it was like, all right, okay. This looks like the some of the animators who worked on Adventure Time are now on some weird sort of like psychedelic, like acid-inspired sort of looking cartoon. I thought that could be all right, that. And I put it on, and it was just an animated podcast, and I'm like,
yeah, I know.
What?
If it was actually something, rather than like, because it feels like such a waste as well that they did all that animation just for a podcast. It's like back in the day, people would do like, oh, PewDiePie animated, Yogscast animated, whatever. Yeah. Like, and it'd just be like a snippet from their video that they'd animate. It felt like that, but like an hour long, and there were like however many episodes there was.
Yeah. I actually, I'll be honest with you, I watched the whole thing, but because I had it on while I was like doing stuff. Like I was, I thought
just listen to it as a podcast.
Yeah, because there were snippets of story in it, and I was like, well, I kind of want to see what happens in this universe, because I was quite interested in the universe, but the reason why I weren't like super drawn into it is because towards the end, the first few episodes, they were talking about stuff. It's like where I was like, okay, I kind of agree with some of the stuff that you're saying, and then there were other episodes where I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I know.
This is not. You sound insane. Like,
to me, it just sounded like pretentious LA people.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, I get that. It's like, I'm also okay with you being a pretentious LA person. I'm just not interested. I just don't give a shit, to be honest.
But no, I got to about. I think I got to about episode 6, and I started violently shaking. I was like, this is madness. I feel like I'm gazing into the abyss.
Yeah. So a few things, Judd. A few things that we need to address.
I've got a couple of things as well. Just
first of all, if people are watching the video version of this, which you can see it on YouTube, the Games Badly YouTube channel, or you can watch it live at twitch.tv/gamesbadly. It looks like I am surrounded in trash. It looks like I'm in a trash room because I've got a bunch of rubbish from a bunch of things that I've been doing. Like I've opened presents. There's been like deliveries I've been stocking up on like clothing items to sit on and sell on, things like that. So there's a bunch of boxes and all sorts, but it just looks like I'm sat in a pile of trash, and I've somehow framed it perfectly. Like often people would frame it perfectly so that the only clean bit of their room is in frame on camera. Well, I've done the exact opposite apparently, and I'm just recognising it now, that the rest of my room is quite tidy, but I've framed it so that it looks like my entire room is a trash heap. And
which is the exact opposite of what I've done.
Which I think that's quite fit in with how this podcast goes. I think I think that's quite fair. Also, the other thing is, what are you drinking tonight, Judd?
Foster's. To be honest, I didn't even plan on drinking. It's just at some point, I've obviously brought like a full can into this office, and because this office is like quite cold anyway, because it was really shitly made. It's just like a fridge in here anyway. So I just got like a nice ice cold beer, just like waiting for me. It's like I start drinking, forget I bring stuff in for me to drink, and then I'll come in sober, see booze, and go, oh, I should start drinking.
Yeah, it's fair enough. I like how that I immediately could just ask you what you're drinking, because like I can just I just kind of assumed that, which is quite a bad thing, really. That we record this podcast on Wednesdays, and the fact that I know you're going to be drinking alcohol on a Wednesday every single time is not great.
I do only drink for this, though. I should say that. I usually only drink for this.
Still not the best reason, but I can't talk because so am I.
I'll say this now, and it's nothing against you. It's just I really fucking hate doing this podcast.
No, you don't. It's fun. Once we get doing it, it's fun. It means that we don't have to interact anymore. So that we get an hour a week, actually, yeah. And then that's it. And then we don't have to do any more. But today, let me tell you what I'm drinking, Judd. I went to I've mentioned on the podcast before that I've got this it's not a Costco card, but it's kind of like that. As in, it's a card that only certain people working in certain industries can get. And it allows you to go to this shop where things are much cheaper, but there's also some sort of problem with them. And it's food and things like that. So the problem might be that there's a misprint on the packaging of the food. It might be that it's about to go out of date, it goes out of date the next day. It might be, there's all sorts of reasons. It might be that the packaging is damaged, but it's still completely fine. And it just means that they're just struggling too much to sell it in the shop. It just means that it gets a last chance to get sold. So I went there. We go there every week on a Tuesday to get some cheap food. And I've found these cans of beer. There's 4 of them, four different varieties. And the reason why they were they were £1.50 for a pint can, which is pretty good for what they are. And the reason why they were so cheap is just literally because the cans were dinted. That's it. And what they are is, I'll show the one I've got in a minute to the camera. It's actually flipped around. It's different it's flavoured beer, but it's flavoured like spirits. So, for example, one that you will be familiar with is Desperados. It's like a tequila beer.
Yeah.
So it's like that, but so there was a tequila one, which was nice. There was a vodka one, which was kind of just worse beer. There was a mojito beer, and the one I'm drinking right now, golden rum beer. Flavoured beers. Okay. I think the brand is Xmark. So please sponsor us, Xmark. I've given you a right shout out there. Pretty interesting, pretty nice. But
you just said our podcast was nearly dead. What do you mean you've just given them a right shout out?
Yeah, I've just given you a brilliant shout out there.
You know who you've just told them about that drink? Me.
That's one person who's more likely to buy it. Come on.
I've already forgotten the name, if I'm being completely honest.
So have I. It's right on the can that I'm holding right here.
Exactly.
I think we've just.
Not only did you fail to tell anybody about this drink, you also forgot in the process. Next segment.
I think we might have lost the sponsorship, Judd. But I just wanted to tell you what I'm drinking. I think they're quite cool and quite nice. And I've got a lot more beers to come, so expect plenty of burps. Also in the news on this podcast, it is my birthday. Right now, today is my birthday. As we're recording this, obviously, as you listen to this, it won't be, because it takes me fucking forever to get around to uploading these. As in, the last one we recorded, I've still not uploaded it. But yeah, it's my birthday. I'm 24 years old now. What can I say about it? Have you had a birthday while in lockdown? Yours is in January, is it?
Yeah, I've had a lockdown birthday.
You turned 22.
I had. Not only did I have a lockdown birthday, but my 20th birthday was also completely ruined by coronavirus as well.
Your 20th?
And it hadn't even happened yet.
Not your 21st.
Well, my 21st was ruined as well. I'm saying.
Are you 21 now, or are you 22?
No, I'm 22. I'm 22.
So 3 years of your birthdays have been ruined by COVID.
Yeah, 3 years have been. Wait, hold on.
Your 20th must have been fine, Judd. Your 21st and your 22nd, yeah.
Oh my God.
It's not been going on 3 years.
No. Okay, no. Okay.
Oh my God, what's this going to be?
I had a bit of a brain restart. Then I'm booting back up.
A restart? Pretty sure it's always like that, Judd.
Started back up again. So what I meant was I've had three years in a row ruined because I'll tell you why it's 3. The first one when I was 21, obviously was when it was first starting, and then the second one, this one, is obviously it's still going on. So that got ruined as well. But also for my 20th birthday, my mum bought me tickets to go see Hamilton.
Ah, yes, I see.
It all got cancelled. But the thing is, not only did that get cancelled, but my mum got an email from them saying, we need you to sort out if you'd rather keep us going for another ticket or get your money.
Yeah.
Before a set date. They'd sent them an email, or you'll not get your money back.
Yeah, your mum's not the type of lady to check her emails regularly, is she?
My mum sent me a message saying, "Oh, have this done by the 18th, or you'll not get your money back." So I went to go on it on like the 15th or 16th, something like that, to get it done, and the deadline was like the 12th. It was like the 11th or the 12th. So I'm like,
your mum had got it wrong, probably. Then.
Yeah. So she got it wrong. For some reason, she thought it was the 18th. So
nice.
not only did I not get to go see Hamilton, I also lost out on all my birthday money for that year. So essentially, for my 20th birthday, I just didn't get a present. So.
Oh God. Well, that sounds similar to my 19th birthday when my entire birthday party was at Taco Bell.
Right.
Pretty sad, isn't it? But the thing that makes it extra sad is it was just me. I just went alone to Taco Bell. That was a full thing. that was my birthday treat.
Nice.
But
why did that happen? What was happening?
Well, because it's your 19th, isn't it? It's like it's the worst birthday. It's the most least interesting birthday because
I got fucked on my 19th. We had I remember having the right time on my 19th.
Well, typically your 19th birthday is potentially going to be the worst one ever. Not because it depends. Not because it's like actively going to be bad, but people kind of just almost skip it a little bit because if you think about it, 16th that's like a fairly big birthday, isn't it? You know, Super Sweet 16. You can do shags, things like that. 17th. You can drive. That's a big deal. People start praying for that. 18th, probably the biggest one in our country. You can drink. You know, you can go out and legally drink and that. 19, nothing. You know, after 3... But then 20th, it's a new decade. So that's a massive one as well. And 21st, that's big as well for some reason. I don't really know why that one's big, but that one's a big one. So 19th is sandwiched between like a bunch of big birthdays, so no one cares. So it's fine. I get it.
Well, I don't know, because I see it as like I don't know. It's like that's your second year of being able to go out on your birthday, like legally around town. I just thought that I don't know, more people would go out because they want to exploit that.
No, I think it tends to be the opposite because it's a less big birthday, so people think, oh, I'll do something, but you know, we'll save the big times for next year, or we've only just done a big one.
Yeah, I suppose to do little things. It's I don't know. It's just because I'm thinking right now of the bar has been set so low as to eating on your own in fucking Taco Bell. So I'm thinking that this is what everybody does.
No. That is actually particularly sad as well, to be honest. But yeah, no, it's fine. I'm not a big birthday person anyway. As in, I only mention it on the podcast because it's content, isn't it? We can talk about birthdays and shit. But other than that, I really don't care. As in, for this birthday, people have wanted. There's been a few people wanting to get me presents and do like some whatever we can, but I've really tried to keep it to a minimal because normally I just use my birthday as an excuse to make people do what I want. Like, as in, if I fancy a night out and I want to go to specific pubs that normally we might not get to go to because not everyone enjoys them, then, on this night out we are going to them because it's my birthday, you know?
Yeah.
I normally just use it in that sort of capacity. But the thing is, now, there's none of that. Like, you know, there's nothing going on. So I'm just like, just ignore it then. I'm just not bothered then. I don't, because my biggest fear, the thing I like least in life is getting old and getting older, time going on. And it's such a reminder, and it almost feels like a celebration of that. So I'm just like, nah, not into it. But if I can take advantage of it and get people to do cool shit with it, then I will. So anyway, that's birthday. I've been quite spoilt for 24, to be honest. I've got some decent presents, because like once you get past 18 in my family, I don't know if it's normal British culture, then everyone in your family just kind of, if they're really close to you, they might get you maybe £30 worth of presents. Alexa, how much is 30 British pounds in US dollars?
£30 is 40 US dollars and 75 cents.
There you go. Yeah, so they might get you that if they're very close to you. So you might get 3 people doing that. And then everyone else, like you might get, anyone else might either just wish a happy birthday on Facebook, or if they're a bit closer, like grandparents, they'll just get you a card.
Yeah.
So that's normally what you expect. But I've had a bit more than that, to be honest. It's been pretty decent. My grandma got me a £50 Amazon voucher. She got me... Well, she got me a doormat for when I eventually get a house, which kind of seems like a really shitty present, but it's actually I really like it. And then she made some sloe gin. Do you know what sloe gin is?
A sloe gin? Is that...
Yeah.
What? No, I've never heard of it.
Well, you know gin, yeah?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Well, it's that, but slow. No,
Okay,
there's a
right,
thing. There's a thing in England called sloe berries, spelled SLOE. It's just like a type of berry. So it's just essentially it's just infusing like sloe berries into gin. Normally, I hate gin. It's my least favourite spirit by far. Like, actually, I was going to say by far, but I really don't like vodka very much. Although some flavoured vodkas I kind of like, but any flavoured gin I normally really don't like it, apart from this sloe gin. And I think it's because it's got a bit of like a grandma tradition. Whenever grandmas make like something that's sweet, like they might bake something or they dump a shit ton of sugar in it, don't they? It's like they dump like half the world's supply of sugar into the thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's what she does with this. So it just tastes like pop, but you get smashed. It's
nice.
Great.
Good.
It is pretty good. So yeah, that's been birthday stuff. What have you got, Judd?
What have I got for you?
Yeah, tell me some stuff. Do you want to wish me a happy birthday?
No.
Good. I'm glad you said no. 'Cause it's not a happy birthday, as I've said. Birthdays are not very happy for me. They kind of just, oof.
Yeah. So.
Oh, sorry. I know this is a terrible time to interrupt, as I've just asked you to say something. I'm going to forget if I don't. I just did something kind of ironic in that when I had COVID, I got someone to drop me off a bunch of like multivitamin things because I'm not going to be out in the sun. I didn't like the taste of any vegetables, so I wanted to make sure I had some sort of vitamins to fight things better. And I thought I've been inside a lot while I've been off work this week because I've been trying to play Apex a lot. And I thought, I'll take these vitamins when I see them. So I've just taken a multivitamin and downed it with spirit-flavoured beer, which I find quite ironic, having such, like a health-conscious thing, and downing it with beer after I've had a massive, greasy pasta. Nice. Anyway.
Nice. I was just going to say, my fucking... My notes to like say what I want to talk about on the podcast could, if somebody took my phone, they'd fucking section me. I don't know if I've said this before on the podcast, but it's like, do you want me to tell you what my talking points are here? It says talking points, circles, goblins, and the time when parents walked in. No, were called in.
That sounds fantastic. What a teaser. Ice Blank says, how I use. You know what, Ice Blanks? Let me tell you how I am.
Oh, shit.
I am feeling very good, but on the inside, deep on the inside, there's a deep hatred for everything. Actually, a deep sadness inside.
You're not feeling it then, are you? You mean on the outside you're all right?
But on the just on the like the middle bit and on the outside.
On the surface level of your feelings.
No, deep. No, I'm talking deep on the inside. Deep on the inside is the sadness and hatred.
Yeah.
On the middle bit is pretty good. Like I'm feeling all right in the middle bit, and then on the outside I'm feeling pretty good as well.
Yeah.
How about that? Yeah?
That's what I was saying. Yeah,
What about you?
I feel fine. Honestly, I just feel good. I started thinking more positively, like, so I don't do all this negative shit. Like, so I'm all right.
And then we got Ice Blanks with a big follow. Look at that, wonderful. I'm glad you followed based on that description. I bet you didn't expect something that strange and detailed. Judd, tell us about this. What was your list? Goblins and time your parents saw you wanking or something? I don't know.
Do you want the time that my parents were called in? Circles or goblins, because that's all I've got to go on right now.
What do you think, chat? If type in chat which one of those you want, and then Judd will tell us about it.
Talking points. Even I don't know what I'm fucking talking about here, so this is going to be good.
Yeah, if you let
Circles, goblins, or the time parents were called in.
Yeah, what do you want, chat? Let us know, and Judd will tell us a stupid story about that. In the meantime, while chat's getting ready to do that, I've severely bruised my arm. And do you want to know how?
Go on.
It was raging at Apex. I smashed. I really hammered my keyboard earlier. And bless it, I'm telling you, if you ever want a keyboard, I don't know what it's called, so I can't actually advertise it, but it was the cheapest keyboard I could find on Amazon Prime, and it's perfect. It's fairly quiet, the keys are not very tall, and it's a small keyboard as well. It's not got like the numpad, which I much prefer, and it's been through some fucking hammer. It has, honestly, as absolutely. In, I've massively bruised my arm like through whacking it today, and it's perfectly fine. Ice Blanks is saying they want goblins, Judd. Tell us about this goblin shit. I bet it's not going to be that interesting after all that.
The goblin thing, to be honest, was it was just fucking. I have this mate at work called Raf, and he's Polish, and sometimes he'll just do stuff. In fact, I am quite convinced that he actually is a goblin man, because
this is coming from the guy who has been pictured on more than one occasion looking suspiciously like a goblin. I'm not saying I'm not a goblin. Listen, I've never said once I'm not a goblin, but I'm just saying I may have also found another goblin. But yeah, it was fucking. What did he said? Something so fucking stupid to me earlier. He goes, it comes up. We're trying to get this fucking lift thing to work, this hoist, and it's really temperamental, this hoist, and you've got to make sure like a million different things are okay for it to start moving. And we're fucking trying to sort this gate out, and what we just needed to do really was kick this bit back into place. So we booted this fucking thing back into place, and he comes up to me and he goes, "Hey Jordan, do you know what this gate is like?" Oh, and you can't say that, Judd. That's racist. You can't do an accent.
I said, "What's the gate like, Raf?" And he said, "The gate is like woman." I say, "Why is the gate like a woman, Raf?" He says, "Because in order for it to work, you have to kick the bitch."
Oh no!
And I said, "Well done, Raf. Well done."
Oh, it's all jokes. Raf's opinions are not affiliated with our own. Just have to.
It was brilliant, honestly.
It's like,
he'll pick
what
up
a
like
goblin
bits.
man.
He'll pick up like bits. Oh, I forgot to mention the most goblin-esque bit of that is when he said it. I swear to God, he went.
The signature goblin laugh. That's the one.
He's great. You'll see, because there can be like, obviously where the plumbers have been working, like offcuts of like copper tubing from when they've been fitting the piping for the plumbing work. He'll just pick up like I mean, I do it as well. This is obviously because I'm also a goblin.
This is a shared goblin attribute.
He picks up little pieces of copper pipe. Again, I'm not shaming for this. Shaming him for this. I also do this. This is how I know he is a goblin. So, but
it's just goblins spotting goblins.
I started thinking. This is such a weird sentence, but I wrote this down about him being a goblin, and it got me thinking about like how much I fucking love goblins. Like I started thinking it. Like I was in the car and I was like, right, I got podcasts to do, so I was like, right, goblin. I'll talk about how much of a goblin man Raph is. But then I was like, I just started thinking about goblins for some reason. I'm like, you know what? Fucking Raf's a goblin. I'm pretty convinced I'm a goblin. My favourite race to play in D&D, World of Warcraft, any race where I can choose it, is Goblin. I always go for Goblin. My favourite band is called Necrogoblicon, with one of their hit singles, Surrounded by Goblins. So
it's cause they're like skeevy, like shitty, kind of gross, like kind of characters.
The only time I can tell you where goblins have been not cool are Goblin Slayer, when literally the only thing they do is rape people. That's the only thing they do in that show.
Well,
every other time
we will condemn
that.
Oh god!
One example, they're usually always funny.
Goblins, then. That's
I love
that.
Goblins.
There we
I
go.
love goblins. I've met a genuine, real goblin.
A real life one?
I should have taken. Yeah, fucking John Goblicon, the mascot dude from Necrogoblicon. I met him, a real, actual goblin.
So moving on.
Do you want to do one of your things?
Oh yeah, sure.
Hold
We need Hold on, Judd.
Yeah.
Oh no! See, have you got? I need to cue something up real quick for this one. I need some news music. Okay. News. I've typed on YouTube news music.
Are we going to be talking about those fucking royals?
Oh no! We could talk about them, their fucking royals, but no, we'll probably do that next week. To be honest, if I'm going to be really honest. Anyway, let me just play this music real quick. In today's news, it's playing right now. It's playing right now, dude. In today's news, Space Jam gets a sequel, but people aren't happy about that slutty little bitch bunny. Judd reveals what restaurant he would run, and lastly, David Dobrik is cancelled for some sort of sexual assault bullshit. Maybe? I don't know. Who gives a shit anymore? That's today's news. Oh, that was professional, that, actually. I think that was pretty good.
The fucking... Oh. I don't know him. I thought it was somebody else.
David Dobrik. Yeah, you know David Dobrik. He's a big channel, big creator. He did like the best vlogs on YouTube, objectively. They were just the best, most entertaining vlogs.
I think this is the guy that you tried to get me into at some point.
Yeah, loved his videos. Ice Blank saying, sorry I've not been able to stay long, but I've got to go. Sorry, no problem. This was fun. Bye. Enjoy next time. Bye. Anyway, back to the news. He's not fingered anyone. So you know what type of videos he makes. He makes these kind of extreme but really entertaining, extravagant, a lot of effort vlogs where it's all very quick fire. As in, all his vlogs are as close as possible to 4 minutes and 20 seconds long. Not very long for a vlog, especially on YouTube. But he crams such amazing, incredible, fun-looking stuff into it. And it's almost like the internet's done a spin the wheel of who we're going to cancel today. And it's just landed on him finally, because it were going to happen eventually. So basically, the main thing that he's been cancelled for is he did a prank on his friend Seth. Now, this is a guy who is not friends with anymore, or I suppose maybe you could call him friends, but they've drifted apart a lot. I think mostly due to COVID and the fact that he's not uploaded on YouTube at all. He's kind of stopped YouTube because he can't go out and film stuff because of COVID, so he's transferred over to TikTok basically.
Yeah.
So he's drifted away from this Seth guy, this Seth guy was never a main staple in the vlogs. He was always like a fringe character. I hate to call them characters because it seems like a cast of characters, but these people are real. So he was almost like the token black guy. They didn't have many black guys in the vlogs, but he was the token black guy, but kind of a lot of the jokes they did with him. It's not all staged, by the way. A lot it's real, but kind of there's some scripted stuff.
All right, yeah.
He was but they kind of played on that and kind of joked about the fact that he was like one of the only black guys in their group. So they made kind of like black guy jokes, around it. And this guy was obviously, you know, he was laughing at them and everything. But the stuff, the kind of thing that's got him cancelled to do with this guy is the fact that he did a prank on him where the hot girl of the group, you know, the hot slutty girl of the group, Corinna, was going to go and put this old man mask on. Yeah. And then they were going to do this bit where this old man wanted to come and make out with Seth. But it was going to be Corinna under the mask, really. Okay. So they were going to do that, but in secret, rather than having Corinna under the mask, they put Jason Nash under the mask. Do you know who that is? He's like a 46-year-old dude. So they put him under the mask instead, and then Seth makes out with this 46-year-old dude.
Oh, I know. See, now I know. I know Jason Nash.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So, do you know what? Jason Nash would love that that's the one guy you know in this scenario. He would love that. But, yeah, so that's what they did. And I've got a bit of an inkling that could have been a bit faked. I don't think he fakes anything, to be honest. But then Seth was... Apparently, Seth was, like, talking a bit of shit in DMs, being like, oh, I kind of knew, really, but I just was going along with it for the vlog. So, what David did then was he set up Seth with this casting agency. So Seth obviously, well, at that point, he's been in the vlogs. He's going to have a manager and things like that. And then this casting agency reaches out to his manager and books him for an advert. And in this advert, he's gonna. I think it was for like some body spray or something. I'm not sure. But they were basically going to show that, oh, buy this product and you're irresistible to women. So they needed scenes with him like on a bed with a bunch of, like, you know... Oh, no, that was it. It was gorillas. There was something to do with gorillas.
Oh, no!
There was something to do with gorillas where, like, all these women were going to turn into gorillas or something like that. I'm not sure. So so they went and got the women in the gorilla costumes, but the main woman who he was going to be making out with while these other women were, like, stroking him and that was swapped out for Jason Nash again.
It's just always Nash.
So they did it again. And Seth thinks he's getting booked for this advert. And the whole thing's fucking fake. The whole thing's a prank to get him to make out with Jason again. So, but basically, he's being cancelled for that, for almost kind of like non-consensually getting him to make out with someone who he didn't know, and also like that wasn't his sexual preference. But then there's since been DMs come out saying that, oh, by the way, David, if you ever want to do like a kissing prank or whatever again, I'm down, whatever, and all sorts of stuff. And plus, you know, he's been in this group and known what type of pranks and stuff, like extreme level pranks. He's got a fucking flamethrower regularly for pranks. So, this dude knows the type of environment this is in. So far as we know, no one's forcing them to be in this environment. Yet he's chosen to be part of it and knows that, like, at any moment there's a camera around, anything could be happening.
And sorry, did you say he has come out and spoke out against this? Like he's saying it was...
Yeah, and people have been trying to cancel David Dobrik for it. It doesn't seem to be working very much. David's not really acknowledged it at all, and people are kind of already forgetting about it. But I thought it was really interesting. And but the thing is, slightly off the back of that, people have been trying to... Do you know Big Nick as well?
I don't know Big Nick.
Oh, he's a dwarf. He's like this dwarf. He's basically a goblin, actually, and I'll probably get cancelled for saying that. You'd like him. He's a bit of a goblin.
What's his name?
He's called Big Nick. The reason I say he's a goblin is not because he's short. As in, he acts like you. Like he's
I'm currently seeing an audio engineer. He's got the best beard I've ever seen on a man. He looks sick as fuck, and I'd like to have a beer with him.
No. What? An audio engineer? He's not an audio engineer.
Okay.
The fuck are you on about? He's called Big Nick.
Nick?
Big Nick. Big Nick. He's a sesh gremlin and also a dwarf, put it that way. He's like kind of like that. He's tried rapping and he's said some stuff. He's complained about the way David treated him in vlogs. You know, he did a lot of dwarf jokes, things like that. There's been complaints about like racist jokes towards that black guy and things like that. But like, they knew what was happening.
Yeah.
And they could have completely removed themselves from the scenario and then complained about it, or They could have like said, you know, oh, that's not cool. You know, that's like I do think that's kind of racist, actually. You know, these people have all got big enough platforms now so that David's audience is going to know about it and see it if they speak out, and they didn't for years. So surely he must be like, oh, this is okay then. You know, they're cool with it. So I don't understand what the cancellation is like. I don't know. Maybe I just don't know enough about it. But I just thought it was a bit weird. Also, I really wish David Dobrik could get back to making vlogs rather than just TikToks, because fuck me, they were like the best content. Like I would, if ever I saw one was uploaded, I was like, I'm probably gonna just stop what I'm doing to watch this. So yeah. That's that. That's the news. That's one of the newses. Anyway, what else you got? What else you got to tell me?
I've got. Do you want circles or time when parents were called in?
Wait, let's do the best one. Do the best one now.
And you want the best one now?
Yeah. Yeah, because people are gonna click off this podcast.
Okay, fair enough then. I'll do time when the parents were called in. So basically, I'm at primary school during this. Probably about, I don't know, fucking year 3 or 4, something like that. So essentially, what happened was, my parents got called in, and the reason was because I was basically in classroom with this girl, and we were just doing stupid like faces and stuff to each other, like across the classroom, and
you were doing faces.
Yeah, we're just doing, because we were kids. We're just doing stupid faces at each other. I was like, I don't know, fucking 10, 11, something like that. So
depending what industry you're in, doing faces is a completely different thing.
Doing faces? In what industry is doing faces a different term? I mean, porn. Yeah, I'm going to do your face. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's the joke.
Fucking shut up. Right, so we were just doing stupid faces to each other, and for some reason I'm like, right, okay. I knew like giving someone the deuces, like fucking
sticking your
two fingers up at someone. Yeah. I know giving some of the deuces, so I, putting flagpoles up at her, like, yeah,
What? Why were you doing that? Going from like pulling faces to doing that is completely different.
Just because it were funny. We're just doing stupid.
Just because you're a little goblin child.
Yeah, and then she was also doing stupid shit back to me, So
what,
it wasn't
like that? What, she were robbing you and that?
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Again, depending what industry you're in, robbing is completely different things.
But here's where things went wrong, because that wasn't the reason. Wasn't because we were just, they just saw us doing stupid sweary stuff at each other. It was because I was like, right, I want to somehow fucking combine the deuces with sticking my tongue out at her. How do I was like, how do I combine this?
Let's see where it's going.
I was like, how do I combine this? I want to like get one up on her, like put her mind, like, whoa, I didn't see that coming. So I take I stick them up to my lips and I go like a guy might do to say like, I want to perform cunnilingus.
Oh, no!
I want to eat your vagina. So I'm sat there. Obviously, I'm a kid. I have no idea what this means. I've not had the sex talk yet at all. I didn't know any of that words.
Oh no!
So I'm sat there in this class going to this girl. And my teacher goes, Jordan, what are you doing? Oh my god! I'm just pulling silly faces.
Only you would accidentally do the sign for I want to eat your pussy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So my parents got called it. I feel like it was I want to say I don't want to say it was mum and dad because I feel like dad wasn't there. I feel I want to
He
say
would have
something
definitely told us this story before, because I've never heard this.
Yeah, I think it was like someone like my mum and my nan. I think it was like I want to say my mum and my nan because I definitely remember my mum being there. But yeah, she got called in and this teacher were like, oh, I'm sorry I've had to call you in today, but Jordan has been making obscene gestures in class, and she's like, what's he been doing? And they told her what I'd been doing, and she burst out laughing with me in the room.
Oh no! I would have thought she'd have called the police. She normally does that.
No, actually, she thought it was really funny. But yeah.
Oh my
god. Obviously, because it was like I had no idea what I was doing, did I? I was just being stupid. I was like, I don't even know what I did wrong.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that is funny when it's an accident.
Yeah.
Oh dear, that's funny. Right, here's some more news for you. I can't be bothered to get the news music up again. Okay. Space Jam 2.
Yeah, I am furious. I'm furious.
Thought you might be.
Furious.
First of all, briefly before we get into the meat of the topic, or the loss of meat, actually, is what people are complaining of, kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, what do you think the movie's going to be like? Because it never goes particularly well, does it? It's extremely rare for, like, something like this, where it was a very 90s encapsulation, to be rebooted, to do some sort of sequel. It's extremely rare for anything like this to do well. What's your prediction for it?
I don't think it's going to do well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the same as all the others as well.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to do well.
It's with LeBron James for a start.
Space Jam. The only people who are going to go see this movie are people who are going to see it for the meme, and people who are just going because it was something to get the kids to shut up. That's the only. That's it.
No, Judd, kids are not going to watch this movie.
No, but they will if their parents are just like, oh, I'll just throw him in here to get him to shut up. They're not actively wanting to. I'm not saying they're going out of the way.
If parents wanted to do that, they just slap Coco Melon in front of them, and be done with it.
Actually, right. Actually, yeah. So it's only people that are going to go see it for a meme then.
Yeah, it's for people who are like 27, and that's it. Because we're slightly, even I'm slightly too young for Space Jam to be like a really nostalgic thing. I like it because I'm into that era anyway. Like it's type of era that I like. But like I was born in 1997. I can extremely barely remember maybe a tiny bit of 99, but not really. As in you were born in 1999, weren't you? So
I was never even super into Space Jam when I saw that. I don't know. I just. It's
because it's a very 90s thing. It's a very nostalgia-based thing. And because you just don't get stuff like that now. And yeah, they're remaking it, but it's not like that. It's not the same. It's not the same thing. It's a certain vibe. It's like when you play a game, like when you play the original Mario on an original NES, on a CRT TV, you can't. That's a specific vibe and a specific feeling. You can't recreate that sort of anything similar by making a new game, or even if you play it on like a modern PC, it's not the same thing. And that's what's going to happen with Space Jam. I also find it weird, something that no one's talking about. They've not done the animation the same. On Space Jam, it was obviously like a mixture of real film and cartoon. So he would go into the cartoon world and he would be real, Michael Jordan would be real, and the whole environment would be cartoon and the characters would be cartoon. And then for a lot of it, it was filmed in a real place and all the humans in it were real, but then they would have 2D normal Bugs Bunny cartoons and that on it as well, like as part of it. Similar to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But on this one, it's not quite. It don't look like that. It looks kind of like 3D.
I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm looking at it now. It looks too 3D. It looks too bright. It looks too
it looks.
bright.
It just and the advertising for it shows all the traditional like cartoons and that.
Yeah.
You know, the cartoon look. But when you see actual screenshots from the trailer, from the film and things like that, it just looks just kind of. Well, it looks too modern to work. So anyway, it's silly. But
it's like if first of all, I want to preface this with, if I saw any of these characters walking around in the real world, I'd probably scream and then jump from something really high. But I'm just saying that if I was to see like what one of these creatures fucking running about in the real world, I'd expect them to look like the one on the left. Like, there's a lot of cartoony like attributes here, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It just looks like it fits in more. Like, it's not completely absurd to see this fucking thing walking around with, who wore it? Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Michael Jordan is the original one, and then there's like LeBron James, and also they're not on the same level of like stardom and things like that at all either. And I would say Kobe Bryant's probably always potentially been bigger than LeBron James, like fame wise and that, but it doesn't matter anyway. The main meat of the problem with Space Jam 2 is the fact they've altered Lola Bunny's physique. This is the big uproar that Reddit's been having.
Why didn't they get Kobe to do it?
He's dead.
Oh, yeah.
You knew that, didn't you? You just wanted me to say that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Anyway, they've altered Lola Bunny, so she's less curvy, sexually appealing.
Tits and some ass, yeah.
And thing is, right, the pictures that have been circulating, there's been a screenshot from, like, the new thing, and then there's been, like, a supposed, like, screenshot from the original. But that screenshot from the original isn't a screenshot from the original. It's some fan art.
Yeah, yeah.
And then they showed a screenshot from the original, and yeah, she's more like, I don't know, I don't want to say sexual, because that's not the case. She's just more like ideal female body, but she's a fucking rabbit. So like, is that ideal? Honestly, I don't know.
I'll just say she looks more like a woman than a rabbit. That was just the style choice they went for. And this one, she looks a bit more rabbity.
Well, no, she don't look more like a rabbit.
Kinda. Because
like, come on.
I mean,
she doesn't look like a rabbit at all. Bugs Bunny doesn't look like a fucking rabbit. That's kind of the whole point.
With the way... Oh, I'm trying to bring up a picture of the new one again so I can...
She's got no breasts at all. Her legs look weird compared to the original.
This is how little I've cared about the whole situation. I misremembered how she looked. So
I just think that, like, I don't care at all, to be honest, if they want to make her less, like, typically sexy looking. I don't see why you would bother to do that at this point, because you may as well, like, be easily able to distinguish the character as that character. I wouldn't have bothered, but I don't care if they do. But the other thing is, I just think the character looks shit now. Like, if you're gonna, like, kind of, you know, make a less ideal female body, don't do what they did. It's kind of the thing. I don't really care about them doing that, but like, she looks weird now. Her legs are all like stumpy and strange. Like, she just looks all wrong. They need to just like rethink her, I think.
Do you not think she looks old? Do you not think she looks tired? She looks like she's a 50-year-old Lola Bunny. It looks like she's actively been aging since the last Space Jam.
I see what you mean.
She looks like she's been aging from the last Space Jam.
Do you think that's the point?
Was prime Lola Bunny. And this is 50-year-old, years are getting on, fucking Bugs isn't bringing in as much cash as they used to.
You know what? This is a conspiracy theory I'm going towards, because I'm looking at I'm gonna paste it in Discord now. I'm looking at this image here. I'm looking at this image, and you know what? The rest of them look a bit older to me. There's an image I'm looking at, and the other ones look kind of old. So maybe that's what they're going for. Maybe they're going for, like, they have aged since the first Space Jam. If that's the case, although, thinking about it, the picture I'm looking at makes them look like, you know, the old school 2D cartoons, and then when you actually click on the thing, the characters look like they're about 6. So, don't know about that. But, whatever. Anyway.
I just thought she looked, in the one that everybody uses, I thought, when I first saw it, I thought, she looks old. I thought she looked older, like 50s. I don't give a fuck. Anyway, it's not like I'm gonna go watch it.
I will go watch it. But I don't care.
It's not like they're gonna let me wank in cinemas anyway. There's not wank to anyway because they took a tit. So
this is literally the extent of what I'm gonna think about it. As soon as we're done talking about it right now, it's gone out my brain.
Yeah, it's gone. I'm glad we can just.
I feel like everyone who's commented on this has had that consensus of somehow it's felt like a big deal on the internet a bit, but then when anyone actually talks about it, like, I don't really care.
I think a lot of it is people just going, "You bastard, you took a tit," and then actually when you're asking, they go, "No, I'm joking. I don't really care."
Yeah, it's like it's a rabbit, it's a cartoon rabbit, you know. Like do you know how much free internet porn there is? You know, I don't need this.
Yeah, when when somebody first told me, I like punched the table as a meme and shit like that. But
God damn it!
It's just a meme, isn't it? You obviously don't care. A rational human being does not care if an animated rabbit has got tits or not. A normal God-fearing man does not have these thoughts.
I feel like what's happened is the media's made like a bit of a big deal that they've done that to kind of give the filmmakers props.
Yeah.
And then people have seen that, pretended to be outraged to kind of make those props, it almost makes those props seem valid, and then gone, but I don't care really. And they just moved on.
I just think it's people have looked at it, gone, that's potential for memes, that, and then they've put the memes out there of them freaking out, and there's a lot of furries and autistics spring to mind immediately of people on the internet who are seeing this and going, "This is real."
Yeah,
because they're in their fucked up little heads. They're outraged as well that their favourite bunny girl has got big knockers.
Well, what I think's happened is the media, like I say, the media's said that to give them the filmmakers props, and then people on Reddit and in those communities have seen that. That those media things are expecting them to be outraged, and then ironically have been outraged. Kind of giving them what they want. They're like, "Oh yeah, I'm so outraged." Kind of.
I love how media outlets have such a hard time discerning sarcasm in memes. It's so funny because they'll be like, this one Redditor put up a thing saying that they were going to bomb. Where are the fuck? Warner Brothers. They're gonna bomb Warner Brothers HQ, and it's like some fucking stupid mean troll comic with the troll face saying "Let me on the way to bomb fucking." It's shit like that, and then but obviously to us it's like that's just a fucking stupid meme that somebody's posted. But to them, they think that's a genuine threat.
I think they know what they're doing, these media people, and they don't actually believe it, but they know it's going to get clicks. So
maybe we're all just as smart and fucking sarcastic at each other.
Everyone's just trying to get clicks off of each other. That's all it is.
Because there's this generational difference between us. We can't detect each other's sarcasm. So we both think that we've got the one up on the other because we can't figure each other out.
Oh, I don't know. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here right in the middle going, lol.
What? I'm sat in the middle. I'm going,
autistics miss boob. Media hate autistic. Lol.
Yeah. That's the joke. That's what's funny.
The whole thing is both of them trying to sarcastically play off of each other, and it's all become its own meme somehow. Oh, I don't know. It's a really meta sort of internet weird thing. I like it. Right, Judd, tell me about the last shit you've got. Tell me about.
The last one's actually not a funny one for once. It was more just about who do you talk to during all of the lockdown? Like who are the only people that you talk to? Because
oh yeah, that's boring. No, carry on. I just needed to yawn.
I've got 2 people on my phone right now. In fact, I'll not show that because I've not saved one of the numbers. I don't want his number being out there. But I talked to 2 people from work. That's it. That's the only 2 people I talk to.
Wait, do you mean in total? Do you mean those are the only 2 people you talk to?
They're the only
completely.
2. Really? Yeah. I talk to you on a Wednesday. I come home and I see my nan and granddad, and Sam is on maybe every now and again, but because he works in with people like autism and dementia and stuff like that, his work hours aren't set. They can just get called in pretty much whenever. So I don't really talk to Sam. And then on Saturday I do D&D, but really the only 2 people I talk to 2 people that I work with all the time at work, really. And that's it. And
that's quite a bit, because you're saying that those are just people that you just talk to, because I think for most people, the people they interact with are because of a reason, like D&D, or they live with them, like your nan and granddad, things like that, or it's their partner, something like that, or it's the siblings.
But what I wanted to ask was, for me, who's got quite an active job and going out off and doing stuff.
Yeah.
What's it like for people who are furloughed and are inside and can't do anything? Because I feel like I'm barely talking to anybody now. But what's it like for people who fucking don't usually do that anyway, and don't talk to many people, and usually only talk to people for work and for reasons that are getting cancelled. And
let me tell you, Judd, that's because you're an extrovert. You like interacting with people, and you are good at it. Whereas for a lot of introverts, they might talk to their mum for an hour a week, and then they're cool with that. That's a hefty amount for them. Even me, I am an introvert, but I see the benefits of interacting with people. As in, I'll talk to my girlfriend, every day, at least in messages. Then I interact with the people in my house, my mum, stepdad, and my sister, as and when I need to. I talk to you on a Wednesday, and then the only other person that's not immediate that I would always interact with no matter what is Cal, my mate Cal. We'll talk about some whatever shite every day on messages or whatever, and then this more recently has been getting busy with university, but we might play Apex on an evening, and we'd chat a lot then, because we might play it for 3-4 hours. So I think it kind of depends. It really, really depends on the person. For example, if you think about my grandma Mary, no one. She don't talk to anyone. She lives at home on her own. She don't have a smartphone. She can't message anyone. She might phone someone once a week. It just depends who you are. But the other thing is, she's cool with that. I've tried calling her, and she's like, okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye. And I'm like, oh all right then. It's she's cool with that. So it really just depends. I definitely think that's massively dependent on your personality. Because even if it was normal times, this is the amount of people I'd talk to. I don't think it'd change for me. So I don't know. Maybe there'd be more going and meeting other couples, like my girlfriend's friend and her boyfriend, who we get along with all right, things like that. But I don't know. I think you get the idea. If you would play Apex with me on an evening, you'd be talking to even more of me, wouldn't you? So there, suck on that third bollock.
I never said I wanted to talk to more of you. I was saying I want to talk to more of other people.
What I'm hearing is you really want to talk to me more, and you're really interested in me. So
yeah.
I think that's all we have for this podcast. I had another topic prepared, actually. We've actually not exhausted all our topics this time, but it can wait till next week. It's nothing important. So there you go. That's been a podcast. That's been birthday podcast. We talked about birthday for approximately like 4 minutes. But I'm still gonna use it in the titles.
Yeah.
There you go.
Call it, no, it's got to be something to do with goblin.
Goblins. The Goblin Podcast.
Yeah.
Right. What, have you got anything else to say, Judd?
Yeah, I've got one more fucking thing to say. Hold on, I've not spoken my mind. I'm going to give you another piece of my fucking mind here. I've just been scrolling down Facebook. I must see one of these every fucking week. I must see one of these.
We're actually going on another
Here we go, here we go.
Okay,
now, this is another 20 minutes on this podcast. We're not done.
Thought it was going to be the end, but right,
We're not done. I've just seen. I saw one of these last week, and have you ever seen one of these? It's where it's usually a girl or usually a mum. And
everyone listening, do you think I could walk out and piss while Judd's ranting?
I do actually want to ask you if you've seen one of these before. So I'll be quick about it. So obviously they've shared it from some other woman. Shit, not my mic, sorry. But they've gone outside and somebody's drawn something like near the house or on the house, and apparently it means something. Have you ever seen a post like this?
Oh, you mean like they might have like drawn a symbol on a wheelie bin, and then people said, "Ooh, that could be gangs about to target you."
That means Muslim gangs are coming to bum your son. That shit like that. That's what they all are. I've just got another one. Somebody's just written a 6 outside that, just the number 6, and people are going fucking crazy about it. They say, I have 4 dogs. Are they trying to steal my dogs? It's the number 6. Some kid has written a 6. Some kid was probably walking past and wanted to write how old he was on the wall.
Wait, are we talking like it's in like chalk or like crayon or something?
It's in chalk.
Oh, it's in chalk, right? Because if it's like spray painted or something like that, the fact that it's a number 6 is less suspicious. Well, if it's like a weird symbol and it's been spray painted somewhere slightly less conspicuous, then yeah, I kind of understand what they're on about. But if it's a number in chalk, I'm thinking, yeah, that's a kid who's playing some sort of game. And because you see that a lot, don't you, where kids have been given some chalk and they'll draw stuff all over like pavement and floor and that in this chalk to play games with it. They might just draw stuff because it's fun to draw stuff, and then it just washes away with the rain. It's fine.
But honestly, I see them all the fucking time, and just every week it's like, saw this one in Rotherham the other day. Somebody wrote a triangle on that bin. That means they want to shag my nan. It's like, what were you talking about?
It's
like
one of
these. I don't know.
It's definitely a case of boomers being bored and just wanting to post some shite on Facebook.
Apparently, there's some sort of hidden language of perverts that, for some reason, I just didn't get the memo on.
Why is it always about like shagging someone's nan? Why do these gangs always want to shag the nan?
That's always what it is. It's stuff like they've wrote a free on my door. They're gonna come shag me poodle. It's just shit like that. Not everybody's a nonce. You have kids on your street, for fuck's sake.
That is a quote to put on your headstone, that isn't it? Not everyone is a nonce.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Well, I'm pretty sure that's a perfect thing to leave everyone with. The fact that not everyone is a nonce, but people could be. You know, if you see someone drawing a triangle on the floor, could be a nonce. That
I'm going to say to you right now, if you meet someone, there's not 100% chance that person is a nonce, but there's never 100% chance that person is definitely not a nonce. There's always a chance that somebody is a nonce.
So what we're getting at here is, if we ever get big and go to like TwitchCon or whatever, and you meet Judd, you know,
so what?
Could be a nonce.
I'm not going to say that.
Could be a nonce. There's not, you know, it's never 100%.
Yeah.
So.
See, you only actually know. You don't know until I bounce, until I get you.
How do we end every single podcast on a horrible note? Every single one. Every single podcast ends on the worst thing. Yeah. Right, okay, that's it. Say goodbye.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Oh, God, sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry about all this. Bye.